Well, hello, Spartan fans. This is Arne Robertson here for Spartan Update from the 618 studios here in Fergus Falls. And tonight I wanted to do kind of a special Spartan update. I know most of you may see me at games and stuff and know me from being over at the college, but I kind of wanted to do something a little special, give you guys a chance to get to know me. So tonight I am interviewing myself. So here it goes. Well, you know, my favorite food has to be, I like Mexican food. I like anything that's hot, but I'm more of like a medium person in flavor. I don't like anything that'll get my tongue burned or something. El Tequila here in town has a great burrito, and it's got meat and pork in it and burritos, and it's actually one of my favorite meals, but unfortunately the place closed in June, so I'm kind of sad that it's still not here in this town. My favorite movie, I'm a big movie buff. Actually, big sports movie buff. I love sports movies. Kind of make me cry. But if there's one movie that kind of stands out to anything, it's got to be Rudy. Rudy. If you haven't seen Rudy, went to college at the University of Notre Dame, and his dream was to play. He was just this little skinny guy, 5 foot, 150-pound kid, and his dream was to play for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And he eventually got to play for one play. He got to play. I mean, that movie brought tears to my eyes. Anybody can do anything. My favorite song, is a song called Complete. It's by the Parachute Band. They're from New Zealand. It's kind of a worship song. When I first heard it on the radio, it just got me goosebumps. And it's a very powerful song. My favorite athlete. Well, there could be a long list of favorite athletes on here, but my one favorite athlete I admired since I was a kid was Kirby Puckett. Kirby, he loved baseball, especially in 1987 when the Twins won it all. Kirby Puckett was one of my favorite players, and unfortunately he passed away a few years ago. But I'll tell you that some other athletes that are kind of notable that are my favorite. I'd have to go with Usain Bolt. This kid is unbelievably fast. 30 years ago they ran the 100 meters in 10 seconds. Now it's getting to the point where it's almost 9.5. This guy is just absolutely amazing. He won gold in London. Of course, he won in Beijing too. He's pretty good. Ideal vacation destination. Well, this summer I had the chance to visit the Black Hills. And that was pretty cool to see Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse, and I'd say the Badlands was pretty cool. It was very desert-like. The only thing I didn't like is it was 107 degrees there, 105 actually, and so it was pretty warm. But I'd have to say by far the best trip that I've ever been to is to the Pacific Northwest. I went there in '04 for a wedding. Flew into Seattle and then drove through Portland, Oregon to town called Tillamook, about an hour west of Portland, which is on the Pacific Ocean. And one of my favorite parts of that trip, and you may see this picture on my Facebook page, is a picture from above a cliff looking over the ocean waves. It was just unbelievable, the views there. It's awesome. If you ever get a chance, go there. I told everyone I would spend at least 30, 40 years here in Fergus and then retire on the West Coast. But we'd have to see what happens. You'd be surprised if you knew. Well, there could be a lot of surprise things, but I do have one story that might stand out from some. When I was growing up and as a teenager, I had 3 cats. And one of them, I won't say what happened, but I grabbed this thing thinking it was a piece of Hershey chocolate, and when I chewed it, I just spit it out immediately because it was cat poop. That was the most disgusting thing that I've ever done. But I guess that's one thing you didn't know. I didn't swallow it or anything, so I'm perfectly healthy right now. Favorite TV show? Well, my favorite TV show has to be right now I just watch sports most of the time at my place, but I will tell you this much: I do watch, since I have DVR, I do watch some shows that are quite interesting too. I think one of my favorites is Restaurant Impossible with Chef Robert Irvine. It's basically an extreme makeover of the restaurant. He remodels the restaurant, changes the ownership too, and he's one person that will tell it like it is. He will not let up. I'd really like to see him be a coach, because he'd probably be a scary coach if you ask me. Most influential person in my life. Well, that's obviously a no-brainer, and it has to be my mother. I love her very dearly, and she's supported me through everything that I've done. I'm very thankful for my mother. But if some of you may not have known this, but my dad died when I was 5 years old, and I didn't really have like a father-like figure in the house. But I will tell you, as I was growing up, there have been a few father figures that have stood out to me, and one of them is a gentleman by the name of Merrill Kindle. He was the pastor of our church in Wheaton, and so in like my high school days, he'd mentor me, and he'd be that person that kind of stood in the gap, and I was very thankful for that. He now lives in Little Falls, and I haven't seen him in a few years, but I hope to see him again. Another person was a friend of mine that I lived in Brainerd. His name is Keith Simar. Keith lives in Pequot Lakes, and during my time when I lived in Brainerd, he became that father figure and spent time with me, and I was very thankful for what he's done. And of course, I want to, and father figures, or I should say, like mentors in my life would be my Uncle Larry. Larry lives in the same apartment building I do, but just down below. He's part of the big reason him and his wife Twyla, my aunt, are probably the biggest reasons why I came here to Fergus, and I want to thank them for all the support that they've given to me too. I'll tell you this right now, it's very hard leaving Brainerd, and I will tell you this too, if Brainerd people, if you're watching this, I want to tell you, I miss you guys, but I will not trade this move for anything, because I believe I have some of the greatest friends here in Fergus Falls, through my church, through my college here, through my work. I think things are going really well for me here in the past couple of years, and I'm very thankful for that. Most famous Spartan memory? Well, so far I'd have to say there's two memories that have Spartan memories that have came into play. I'd have to say the first has to be Shane Bustick's jumper against Anoka Ramsey to win the game for the Spartans, and then the Spartans storming the court. And then, of course, the Spartans men's team defeating Central Lakes at home last year when Central Lakes was ranked. And then also having my name chanted in the Spartan gym. Well, you know, that's about all I have right now to ask. But I want to thank everyone for this time. Just a couple quick reminders. Homecoming Coronation is this Thursday at 7 o'clock at Legacy Hall. Spartan Update will be there. And then, of course, the homecoming games, the homecoming volleyball game versus Riverland at 1 o'clock in the Spartan gym on Saturday. And then at 2:30, the Spartan football game against Rochester. So I'm hoping everyone will come. Thank you for watching the Spartan Update special. I'm Arne Robertson. Thanks for watching, and may God bless every human being on this earth.